Hello, everyone. Yeah, like I said, we're back. And I think everything is up and running. Yes, hello. Say hello again, Pom.
Hello, bark, bark, hello. Sarah.
Welcome to Return, yes. Yeah, I think it was just a computer restart. I don't know. That's so annoying. It's just like nothing will fix this. Except just turning your computer off and on again. It's super annoying. But anyways. Okay, the question is, I need to add a cut here. That's... Yeah. The tried and true question of have you turned it off and on again? How do I do the... We are so back. It's true. Okay, this is always the hardest part, is getting the cape to like wrap around the leg in a way that isn't too high poly. You're hearing typing sounds, that's not right. There we go. Hopefully that's better. For some reason RTX voice will say it's on and then just not actually work. And then I have to just restart it for it to actually do what it says it's doing. Super fun. I love technology. Okay, gotta fill this up. Go. Yeah, here we go. This wraparound issue. Okay, I think that's good. I think I don't like this fold here. Piro says, during my stint in IT, we managed to train most of our users to power cycle before calling us. Really reduced our workload. Yeah, I'm sure. Also, Piro, you're the commissioner, aren't you? We got the commissioner in chat, I think. Yes, hello. Well, that'll make it easier if I have any questions about the commission. Okay. Yeah, it looks... Slim this down a little bit.
I agree. This is definitely just such an amazing design.
No, I love it.
So exciting.
Okay. And I find this happens a lot in like 2D art, I guess, is they always push the curve, like the tip of the cape out a little bit like this. That always tends to be a little bit exaggerated in art. So I like 2D art, so I like reflecting that. Because specifically a lot of the capes and coats and stuff, especially on the high end, are usually simulated, not animated by hand. So you can't. It's a little more difficult to exaggerate things like this when you're doing simulation. But I don't. I animate my cloth and stuff, and bunny ears and stuff by hand, so I can easily justify like exaggerating the cape a little bit. I want to say I think the first time I exaggerated cape or coattails like this was for when I did Father Gascoigne. I think the hunter cape is pretty like realistically proportioned, but I remember Father Gascoigne's I exaggerated a little bit because I just wanted to exaggerate Father Gascoigne because he is a hunter like you, but he's a boss exaggerated character who's 8 or 9 feet tall or whatever. So really wanted to push. I really wanted him to be like a hunter, but pushed a little bit further in terms of just the silhouette stuff. I do not like how this collapses. And this is what I've talked about triangle creep before. I feel like a silhouette would be improved if I did this, but that's another 2 triangles. So I think I'm just gonna leave it a little bit. I'll leave it a little bit collapsed. I think it's yeah, we can wait until later. Oh, but just the way it crimps like that, I don't like that at all. Ugh. Anyways, okay, let's work on the feathers now. The waist feathers. Oh, Pira, I did want to ask what this character's pronouns are, so I can just not have to stick to a general phrasing when talking about this character. I don't have to say this character every time. I can just drop their pronouns. Yes, Pira, I did pick up on the raven motif. Love it. Okay, so it kind of poofs out with this. He, him, thank you. Ah. Ah. Okay. So we got the floofs. Drop those pronouns in Twitch chat so you can correctly identify. It's true though. Okay, do the feathers go all the way around the back? Kind of hard. I think it does stop. It's a bit difficult to tell with the compression. Blacks are a bit crushed. But I think it goes back pretty far. So let me, once again, triangle creep. But we are making it a little bit larger, so I want to say it's like down like this. Oops. That. And then we can hopefully just map some transparent feather texture onto here. And I think that's good. Let's see how the size is. Alrighty. Hero says his design is a light exaggeration of functional clothes. Hey, I don't know anything about that. I've never modeled a character that's an exaggeration of how I present.
That's a lie.
Shut up, shoulder Pommy. You know what the fuck you're talking about. I literally have these goggles around my neck right now. Gosh, I hate the dark blue chat because I can barely read it. F Feline says, "Hi, first time when you stream, big fan of your work. I adore your son's outfit. Thank you." Huh?
Light mode.
Light mode. Is there a button for light mode?
Shit.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna dig through the settings live, but it's just the dark blue is a bit of a pain. I think this looks good. What do you think, shoulder Pommy?
I love the asymmetry. It's got a good swoop.
It's got a good
No
swoop.
notes.
No notes.
No
Now the
notes.
question is, are the belts going to be modeled, or are they just going to be a transparent texture? That's going to be way too much transparency. Okay. But,
What if we flared it out, though?
well, we're going to flare it out in the pose when it's finished, but I don't think it should be flared out like the default
That makes sense.
T-pose, A-pose.
Oh, I'm so obsessed with those straps.
They're good strappies,
They're
so I want to
such
give them the most attention as I can. We'll see if this works. You know, I think we need 2 at the most for it to be able to imply a curve, right? You need, yeah, because if it's just 1, then you can't imply a curve. But if you have 2, you can imply, you know, you can imply a swoosh. And then 3 is, I mean, 3 is, you know, that's you know, for like a PS1 low poly character, like a 3-point curve like this is usually reserved for big things, like, for example, this toe in its entirety. But I don't think we can justify doing that for one of the hanging belts. So I think the hanging belts are going to be 2 points only. And then, okay, let's see. Yeah, there's pockets. I'm seeing pouches here that the belt comes out of, but only on the back ones. But that'll be baked into the texture. Well, not the belt itself, but sorry, not the pouch itself, but the belt will definitely be baked into the texture. Like that, and then I believe, wow. Hey, Kitty, I'm streaming. You can't do that. I'm streaming. Didn't you read the group chat? I don't know if our text voice is picking up the meowing. She has many things to say. Chat, can you hear very loud, obnoxious meowing? Mr. Salachidon, I'm just gonna claim Mr. for now, says, favorite text font, go. Okay, alright. I don't unfortunately know the name off the top of my head, but there is, I guess this is just my current favorite font. You know how hyperfocus works. Well, I'm assuming a lot of you do. Maybe I shouldn't make assumptions. But anyways, moving right past that, there is a font that a lot of like PS1, PS2 JRPGs and like action RPGs used back in the day. I forget what it's called, but it's got a very distinct look, and very good, and it just triggers instant nostalgia for me. I think Dark Cloud uses it, and there's a couple other ones that use it, and it's just really good font. Also, the fonts, once again, don't know the name, but the font the font that Ocarina of Time of Majora's Mask uses for text is pretty good. So, you know, those ones. Let me see if I can pull up a screenshot. Hold on, I'm bringing it up now. this font, very iconic, like retro PS2 era JRPG that runs at 60 frames per second with limited animation kind of font. Good font. Great font. Nice and, very readable, but still having some fun. This is Dark Cloud 1, by the way. Yeah, your first companion's a cat girl. That's, I'm sure no one here would relate to that at all. But yeah, anyways, back to work. But yeah, like I'm saying, it's a good font, nice and readable. It's it's fun, but not too much, like Comic Sans. But like we're still having fun with it. Now, this is a lighthearted JRPG. Nothing dark happens in this action RPG at all in Dark Cloud. I mean, in this game, it does not have the word dark in the title. Okay, so here are our belts.
Arcane Chronicler wants to know if the little Pommy on your shoulder is a stand.
Actually, I'm the stand. If we're gonna...
Wait, so are you my stand? Am I the user?
I take it back, everything I said. I'm just talking about visuals here. The stand's usually the larger one.
There's little stands.
Are there little stands?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a weeb.
We'll have to watch shows and
Oh, God.
point out which ones are smaller.
Okay, alright. Yeah, let's watch the entirety of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. How many episodes are there now?
Many.
Chat, someone tell me how many episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure there are. I don't know, everyone's bullying me for not knowing little stands exist. 200! That's actually lower than I thought. But
6 seasons. Oh.
okay, alright. That's still a lot.
It's actually Pommy Agony. Not Agony.
Okay, is there anything else that's symmetrical that needs its own model? That needs to be modeled, not textured. Oh, the bags, the pouches on the back. Okay. I have the Dark Cloud sound OST stuck in my head now. Thanks, everyone. Bryax83 says, I clicked on a random name and it's you. I love your stuff on Twitter. Thank you. I'm assuming you meant like got recommended on Twitch or something? Pouches. On the sidebar. Gotcha. Interesting. Xeon Dream Z3 is now following. Thank you. Okay. And same for pouches. I just, in terms of like modeling design, I guess you'd call it. The silhouette design, I like shrinking it a little bit, just like that. Just to imply that it's rounded. Because you can't really, like do a bevel like this because it's low poly. Try to keep it as cube. Delete, gotta delete your back faces. Sync it in the model. The PSX technically, okay, so this isn't like 100% accurate. Like, oh, I know, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. But PSX is not like overlapping triangles that much because it can't render triangle intersection. In my defense, some games on the PSX just don't care and just let the triangles, fight over Z dominance, I guess you'd call it, like Armored Core, because you can customize all the parts. There's a lot of overlapping triangles, and the game just doesn't care. It's just constantly got a whole bunch of jittering triangles on it. So I don't know. It's kind of, but I mean, it's kind of fun, like the models are scrunkly. That's part of the charm. Oof. So I'm not too fussed about that, but I do have to say the triangle sort priority issue, whatever you want to call it, I don't have recreated in my shader, my PSX shader that I wrote for Bloodborne PSX and Cart and Funlith, I guess. Not here because this is VC Face, which runs on Unity, but like dithering and the melting textures, the affine texture mapping, as you will, and the vert jitter, which once again is not present on this VTubing software, but I do have it in all my other renders. I do want to add the triangle sort issue in the future. I try not to do major overhauls of like fundamental art things or just fundamental things in game engines in general, unless I'm between projects. So I'll probably be adding that once I finish BBKart. We'll see though. Because you have to model your characters in a specific way to account for the triangle overlapping issue. Which I haven't, because I don't have it integrated, so I could implement it, and then my entire game just does not look correct. So I'm gonna probably implement it after BBKart is finished. So technically not fully accurate. I'm a hack, and I'm not a real game developer because I don't have triangle sorting. Actual comments I got on YouTube. I love gamers so much. It's so funny. I feel like so much of discourse, I guess in general, is just a community learning a word and using it. like, so I get so many comments like, where's the affine texture mapping? Where's the integer point-based vertex filtering or whatever? And like, it's there, it's present. If you look at it, you can see it. They just wanted to say those words to sound smart. It's so funny. Leona agreed with me, I'm assuming. It's so annoying. But even outside of the gaming spheres, you know, like I think gaslighting was a popular one that got a lot of criticism because people just used it for everything and it lost all meaning. And there's another one going around kind of recently. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah, just super annoying. Discourse is so exhausting. Right, anime 60 FPS interpolating. Now, question for you, Piro. Should the pouches be even in height, or should it be offset symmetrical to the, or like in line with the asymmetrical cut of the coattails? Let me know what you think. Okie dokie. I think that's like a pretty. I'll model a collar for that. I think it's big enough to justify its own model. Sorry, Shoulder Pommy was telling me a secret. Shoulder Pommy was whispering in my ear. Wait, what was that, Shoulder Pommy? What was that?
Add more triangles.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure to add more triangles. Thank you so much.
Just say there's less. No one's gonna know.
Yeah, I could just lie. Let me just hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me turn off. Let me turn off the triangle counter in the corner, and now they'll never know how many triangles is it.
Yeah. Just start subdividing.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, actually, you know what? That's perfect. Let me just do a wait. Where's the subdivider? Let me just add a. This is what gamers actually think you should do. We should just add a subdivision surface, and now it's a PS5 character. See, look at that. Look how smooth that is.
Now say yeah with an H.
Okay, now that's going a bit too far, Shoulder Poly. Just click the graphics button. Here's PS6, and here's PS7. Okay, anyways, back to work. Yaga. Now this is gen. Okay, I'm turning that back on. It's actually a really good statistic. Sorry, Shoulder Pommy. I think
I'll get you next time.
I'm sure you will. Okay, so yeah, my art style has they have like small necks and big heads. So I think the coat collar should be modeled to be a little bit larger, just to exaggerate it a bit. heck? You know, like that. Slide it a little bit. I think that looks good. It's important. It's important to have that like stepped silhouette. It's really important for the like a coat collar. I want to say these shoulders should be narrower. This guy's got narrow shoulders. There we go. That's what I was saying. Widen it a little bit. He's a small boy. It's true. Prio, you are correct. I'll save some triangles because he doesn't have any ass showing. Which was something I definitely commented on when I looked at the, the commission at first. I was like, yes, no eyes! Or when like someone's wearing a mask where they don't have a mouth, and I'm just like, oh, thank goodness. That's always something I notice in like character designs. Mega Man Legends, very popular for having a bunch of intricately drawn eyes and mouths. A lot of the characters in Mega Man Legends 2 have their face obscured in some way. Like there's a guy who has bandages over his mouth and stuff like that. Okay, now let's get to the asymmetrical parts. This character. Oh, Piero, what is this character's name, by the way? I don't think I have it listed in the sheet or in my notes. Okay, so it's got a round. It's kind of like a round Aldrin-y thing. Mega Man Volt. Funny name. Vol what? Sorry, could you say that again? Sailor's Taylor, great name, is asking, is your model's face actually rigged or is it animated PNG? Yes, so VC Face assumes that you have a 3D mouth, like a full 3D face with shape keys for all the mouth positions, right? And the camera tracks your face and chooses which appropriate shape key to match your mouth position, right? So what all I did was map all the mouths to different like cards, different planes, and hide them inside the mesh. And when I talk, the shape keys push the cards with the different mouth textures on them forward through the default, like this default smiling mouth. This one, and that's how I was able to hack it together. Truth is, the model was rigged from the start. Flutters, that is so funny. Oh, that's a tweet. I'd retweet the shit out of that. Model was rigged from the start. Avo used material swaps for mine. Yes, I normally do material swaps for like my animations. I will definitely do model swaps, but VC Face is a very, very rigid piece of software. I'm not gonna say rigid. It's not modeling software, right? So you shouldn't expect it to be able to support every single modeling method or display method, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to throw shade at VC Face. Don't cancel me, thank you. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to come up with this like hack solution to get it to work. Because yes, I normally just do material swaps as well. Wait, Avo, you can do material swaps with VC Face? I didn't even know you could do that. Also, I didn't know you had a VTuber avatar. I should watch your streams. Okay, this is a pretty good polygon, pretty high poly, I want to say. Let's see if I can reduce it. Won't this work? I mean, a lot of the roundness is going to be implied. Yeah, that looks better. This looks more PS1-y, in my opinion. Real Genim says large poly kill, call it high poly. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Funny. Okie dokie. Yeah, duh. What else? I mean, obviously we're gonna do the head after I do the body, but let me see what else is here. I'm not should this armor on the right leg be? It's pretty form-fitting, so I think I will just make that part of the texture. Same with these, same with this shoulder thing. There are, yeah, that'll definitely just be baked into the texture. There are feathers. I think the feathers will also be baked into the texture. Okay, I'll get started with the hair and the mask. Let's get started with the mask, actually. That's going to be an important prop. Let me just make a new model for this. Okay. This is an important prop, so it'll be a little higher in terms of triangle count, but not too high. You don't want it to look like a PS2 model, right? But this is a bird skull, is my assumption. And we're gonna do a whoa. We're gonna do a mirror. The Real Gem says, "I love the technique drawing with vertexes." Yeah, this is my modeling technique. I've been asked about it a few times, but yeah, I kind of just like my go-to example is the lawn art bush meshes that are like empty, and then you like grow a bush and it'll like grow to match that, fill in that mesh shape. That's how I kind of visualize doing my modeling. There we go. And then I fill it in with polygons later, right? Puro, I'm gonna say it's a raven spoor, right? All right, cool. I'm gonna look up some raven spoor references. Also, Puro, I want to ask: is the hair? I don't know if it'll be very visible, like visibly distinct in the final results, but is the hair feathers? I'm assuming the hair is feathers, or is it just feather-like, but it is technically hair? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. So it's not going to be, it's going to be stylized, of course, so it's not going to be like a realistic model. Steve, welcome back. Pierre says, technically it's feathers, but the feathers from around the raven's neck are very floopy type. Oh, so it's like, what's the term? Down? I believe it's called. I learned that because Phoenix Down. I was like, what's a Phoenix Down? But the picture's a feather. But it shouldn't be. And then I looked it up. I was like a child. Really? Sorry, Shoulder Pommy just realized it's called Phoenix Down.
Oh.
I wish you could see it, but she's so small in this image, but she just totally pogged at me. We love a good genuine pog moment. I think this, yeah, so I do like the stylized design here is Champ. That is so cute.
I'm your little Pom Champ.
You're my little Champ. I really need my leap motions to get shipped here so I can like move my hands. So I can gesture towards the shoulder Pommy. But yeah, so this will be, yeah, so it won't be actually hollowed out. I do like the stylization here. It's just a black void, which will just be part of the texture. But, right, so it goes like this, poofs out a little bit, and then it goes in. Kind of like that. It is a skull after all, pretty round. Yes, down feathers. It's a baby phoenix feather. Yeah. And I want to say there's in Final Fantasy IX, I don't know if the other Final Fantasies have it, but they have a phoenix pinion. And what is it technically? That's the like traditional flight feather. That's like a stereotypical feather. It's a pinion, right? I believe. But yeah, the phoenix pinion, you can only you can only use it in combat or something. Yeah, which is weird. You'd think the down would be less effective than the pinion. I guess it depends on how you look at it, because the down is like softer and fluffier. So maybe you view that as being more valuable. I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't know how to value parts of an animal. I'm a vegan. And a bunny. Anyways, I'll stop talking about Final Fantasy, not best one. Chad, what's your favorite Final Fantasy? Sound off. Not what's the best, what's your favorite? Could be for the most. Okay. Yes, Shoulder Pommy? What was that?
It's Crystal Chronicles.
Okay, yeah. Crystal Chronicles is pretty good. I enjoy Crystal Chronicles. Very good aesthetic. I liked customizing the Moogle. The fluffiest Moogle. Gosh, hold on, I need to look at the fluffy Moogle from Crystal Chronicles. I remember it looked so much gen, it like blew my mind. Fluffy Moogle. Look at this chunky boy. Look at this chunky, fluffy boy. They do the easier to soar pinion than a down feather. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, very chunky. They do the Shadow of the Colossus fur technique where they're overlaying multiple cards to imply depth. I always like that. You can't really do that nowadays because modern game engines are so dog shit at rendering transparency, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, like modern engines are really good at cranking out polygons and triangles are really bad at transparency. But yeah. Anyways, that's why your game lags when there's like a huge explosion with a million particles on screen. That's why. I mean, I guess that's always a constant, even on like PS2 games and stuff. But I want to say, I mean, I would never like developed PS2 games, like so I've never worked with an engine in that time. But just the impression I get is that rendering transparency is a little more difficult. And that could purely just be because the number of pixels per render per frame has just skyrocketed, right? We're pumping like millions of pixels out every frame, multiple times a second, as opposed to back in the day where it's like 320 by 480 or whatever. It adds up. It stacks. It's not a linear increase of quality as we go to the generations. It's a curve. So like that stuff really catches up on you. Sorry, I'm just babbling now. Anyways, back to texturing this bird's skull. Yes, the real gem. My Molotov cocktail is on the EC unit in the back here. Okay. Does the skull have a button in the back like that? Okay. It's hollowed out. It's on this boy's face. So I want to say the bottom is okay. It's got to be there. We go. It's important to get the silhouette right. Santa Internet, hello. Wireframe. I'm doing good. How you doing? All right, I'm going to remove the eyes. I think Pura said the character just literally doesn't have eyes at all, like on the character model. So we're gonna just. But even if the character did have eyes, I would still remove them because you got to save on your triangles. Unless, well, it depends, right? Like if this is in a game, if this is like a video game character, and that character like did take the mask off to reveal the eyes, maybe I would have the eyes in here, or maybe that would be a different character model. It kind of depends on even what kind of game you're doing. Yeah, you're gonna have to like sew the eyes shut. It's kind of terrifying to like look at unfolds. It's gotta sew the eyes shut. There we go. Yeah, all the expression is in, yeah, actually the eye and the skull itself. And I think that's it, like, and the mouth, of course. There we go. I've done this a few times. There's a couple. I've had a couple character commissions that have had their eyes obscured and I had to like sew the eyes shut, which is just terrifying to think about. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you have to do with 3D modeling that just, or just, I don't know. This is in game development in general. Like, this is a very common one. I'm sure a lot of you know about this, but like, you know, when one actor is like referencing another actor, it's called a parent-child relationship. And that's true for like in like 3D as well. Like I can parent this to this, so when I move this, it moves the child, right? Or like rotate. That's very common. But when the parent reference breaks, the child will be referencing a parent that no longer exists, and the technical term for that is an orphaned child, which is fucking harrowing. I hate it so much. That's like the actual technical term. Like the child is orphaned. Like in the code, it'll say the word orphaned. It's terrifying. Okay. This doesn't have to be a realistic. I'm just trying to like find a good compromise between like a realistic anatomical low poly skull and you know, like a stylized representation, because they do represent that character's. This is like used for the character's eye. So I think I want to smooth it out. Spending way too much time on this. Toothface says one of my favorite tech terms is zombie process. Tell me more about that. What is that? I can make some assumptions, but I want to read the technical description in chat. Maybe I can make you wider. Dangling component with unfulfilled dependencies.
Ain't that a mood?
Okay, that was like I don't know how many of you know this, but I used to run an Unreal Engine 4 memes account like years ago, before I like focused on my personal account, which has obviously resulted in what you see now. But a lot of my memes I shared was just like referencing weird technical terms like that. Oh, Toothface says zombie process is when a process doesn't have a parent and can't be killed, therefore is a zombie. She dangled my component till I dependency. Until I fulfill my dependency. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see. It feels. I mean, it does go past the middle point of the face, right? The face goes up here and it goes well past it. She dangled my dependency till I parent a child. These are great. Keep them coming, chat. Okay, that's looking good. I'm gonna work on the hair now. I believe Pico Rose said that it was feathers. I believe. Hold on, let me scroll up. What did Pico say? Feathers, floofy feathers. Okay, cool. I like when I look to chat, I close my eyes. My VTuber closes her eyes. Okay. I do like these, you know, stylized, big, swoopy, you know, feather-like hair. So I'll go ahead and do that. So it'll probably be mostly a texture, so it'll be a bunch of overlaying cards for the hair. And it's pretty symmetrical, I would say. No, there's a part. There's a symmetrical part. Okay. Oh, is Mimi in chat? Mimi says, if she dangle orphans to... You're silly. Let me turn this off for a second. Did you know, okay, so 8-bit is called a bite. Did you know that 4 bits is called a nibble? I did know that, actually.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's called a nibble. You gotta bite in a nibble.
With a Y, right?
No, I think it's just a spell that sounds.
Miscommunicating.
Do better core programmers who invented binary.
Grow up.
Grow up! Stop being such a nerd. Calling it a nibble. Fucking cringe ass. Is it with a Y? What, does it actually have a Y in it? Chat, I've never actually seen the technical term for a 4-bit nibble with a Y. I think 1 bit's just a bit. Is it a nibble?
Dang it.
Damn, is it spelled with an I? Nibble is just how it should be. Nibble with a Y sounds like some stupid like venture capital phone app that like I don't know like a food delivery service. Nibble with a Y. That sounds.
It gives whoever delivers it a nibble. Instead of a tip.
Instead of a tip, you take a bite out of your food.
Hold on.
Yeah, NYBBL. It's just a comically like bite-shaped bite out of your burrito. Yeah, Tinder but with restaurants. Swipe right to read the menu. Oh my gosh. Y'all are so funny. This is why I hang around on Twitter. My followers are so funny. Save $20 on your next nibble. Whoa, I'm having too much fun with this. Okay, I need to focus on doing this hair. Yeah, the hair is gonna look a bit weird because like 90% of the look is gonna be from the texture. And it's just gonna be like I did this with Eileen the Crow's Cape. It's just a bunch of cards with the texture. Actually, I'm going to author the texture as I make the model, just because the texture is so important to this silhouette and the design. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. The logo is a minimalist slice of bread with a bite out of it. Yes, and it's going to have that. Hold on, we're designing this logo right now. In programmer art, it's going to be a a simple piece of bread, right? But it has, like, yeah, it has the. I can't draw. It has like the chomp out of it, and it's in a circle like this. Like it's like the phone. It's like the phone app, right? And it does that thing that just pisses me off. The modern app design thing where it has like the diagonal shadow like this. Oops. It has like the diagonal shadow.
Oh.
Yeah. Awful. Yeah, it has a diagonal shadow. It looks like this. The brown. You know what I'm talking about. Super obnoxious. Okay, anyways. I used to do phone apps. I have a bit of a history with phone apps. Oh, a little plus sign in the corner for pro users, yeah. Yeah, Nibble Plus. Okay, texture time. I believe my hair texture is 64 by 64 by default, so let's open up the image. Kiro, you did say you had a high resolution version of the. Don't look at my hierarchy. A high resolution version of the image. If you could like send that to me somehow. Actually, I might. Well, actually, hold on. That we do have this one here, which is higher resolution. Yeah, this is more than good enough. So yeah, I see exactly what this looks like now. Okay. 64 bits, 32 bits, 16 bit, 8 bit, 4 bit, 2 bit, 1 bit, half bit, quarter bit. I found a radioactive isotope that's so volatile it doesn't have a half-life but a quarter life, so we must work with Hasty. You gotta make it $1 billion. Y'all are so phony. Okay. 8 drill bits make that a drill byte. It's true, if you have 8 drill bits, it's technically you have 1 drill byte. Oh, what is going on? Pixel art. These are like soft round feathers. I tend to make my feathers like really pointy like that, right? But these are inviting round feathers. Mimi says gotta make it $1 billion till she orphan on my zombie. Yeah, these are friendly feathers. And then yeah, it goes up like this, and then we taper it a little bit. Something's off. Did you just draw that right now? Oh, I wish I could share what Pommy's drawing. We need like connect your. We need to like, connect your. We need to have a little shoulder Pommy tablet that actually displays your.
That'd be cute.
That'd be so cute. And then I could have a little scene that like zooms into shoulder Pommy as like a Twitch widget or whatever the fuck you call it. Fudge. Sorry. That's like a happy feather. This feather looks friendly, right? You befriend this feather. Pommy art side stream. It would be like co-streaming. That's a happy little feather. We're painting happy little feathers. But we gotta do the. Gotta keep going. We gotta do the highlights. On what?
Discord.
All right, let's take a look at this drawing. Is it okay if I share it? Whoops. Check this out. Look what Pommy drew. Isn't this so cool? This is so good. Pommy is such a talented fucking artist. Hey, Chad, do you think Pommy could totally like live off commissions like this? Because this is pretty good. She drew this in like an hour. Like she started drawing when I started streaming. Look at this. This is fucking incredible. Yeah, I totally agree.
Thank you.
This is like an hour, right? Shoulder Pommy? Yeah. Like if you did this full time, you could charge hundreds of dollars for this. Took you 1 hour. It's just so fucking good. Oh my god. Our girlfriend is so talented. Yeah, you could charge good money for this.
I'll try.
You better. Anyway, back to work. Back to drawing friendly feathers.
Yeah, this is one of the characters you did a commission on.
Yeah, this is one of the characters I did a commission of. Let me bring it up. Oh, do you have it? Wait, hold on.
If you search Square on your thing.
Right. Hold on, let me bring up my version of this character. T-U-E-R-A, I believe.
Q-E-R.
Heck! Here's my low poly version of the character.
So good.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Alright, back to the stream. Yeah, Pommy's art slaps so hard. You need to let the world know. I'm noticing this character has like what is it called? Chromatic aberration of the drawing. It's so funny. I'm like learning art techniques just because I'm zoomed into like reference so much when I'm like making these characters. That's a good highlight, right? Pommy, you are working on it. You're doing great. Yeah, everyone in chat's asking for more art from you.
Well, I'll get to it ASAP.
Good. That's good. When you process your voice so it's like all high pitched because you're tiny. God, I wish my pitches tonight.
I'll share this helium balloon I keep hidden under my desk.
Okay, but like real talk, I mean, it would be damaging to my brain and body, but not a bad idea. Shitbug Pommy. No, Pommy's a borzoi, just tiny. And on my
Very small, very long.
very small, very tiny, big doggy. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna add some more shading here. I'm gonna do my traditional. No, I'm gonna bake the shading into the actual drawing because we're gonna stamp out and duplicate it a whole lot. Can I pet the Pommy? I can't! I don't have my leap motion. My arms are locked down in the keyboard position.
Actually, I'm right here, so you can just go right ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm petting. Just believe me when I say I'm petting the Pommy right now.
It's very good. It's magic pet.
Yeah, you just can't see it. Shading! Actually, I'm just gonna grab, let me just, this, magic wands. Peach. Sorry, I like that song a lot. Mario movie, not a big fan of, but that fucking Peach song. So good. Okay. Yeah, it's looking better. Hello, chat. Oh my god, so many people hanging out. So many new people in chat. Okay, that's... I think this is good enough. We can mess with the shading or the coloring later. Pura says, I'm back. Sorry if I missed any questions. I don't think you missed anything. I don't think you missed anything. I gotta work at my pitch. Oh my god. I'm from LA. Hey, Pommy, did you know I'm from LA?
Oh my god, I never hear from. Oh,
I'm from LA. I need my kombucha. Okay, there we go.
Your stream food.
What?
Your stream food.
I need to put kombucha because I'm from LA in my stream. Hold on one second. I need like what's a good kombucha? There's like one specific kombucha that I like. I want it to be like a brandy kombucha, so there's like a drink with like a color in it. I think it's called like, yeah, Health Aid kombucha. Hold on, I need to bring up my, hold on, where's my background? Art. There we go. We gotta throw us kombucha in here. Voice training is a shit on earth. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe I should make us a prop and put it on my other shoulder.
You can give her like a silly shroud that goes directly into her mouth.
A silly straw. Not a bad idea. No, we're gonna bake it into the Health Aid kombucha behind Tomlith.
Hey.
I really should have saved this out as layers. Wait, that's not right. That's incorrect. Perspective. You need to be above. You need to be above flushless first. Now we can results. And we need to add some shading on the bottom. There we go. Is it there? There it is, my kombucha. Okay, back to work. My the nunless stash keeps growing, yeah. Okie dokie. So actually, I'm going to remove the backgrounds. And we are just going to... Yeah, this is exactly what I did for, excuse me, for Eileen the Crow's cape, crow feather cape. Right, pretty standard. Yeah, it actually looks really good. I forgot the eye. Wait, I forgot the eye? What are you talking about? I forgot the eye? What's going on? I don't know. Why is everyone talking about my eyes that I forgot? Eyes. We need to make this seamless, but I think this is pretty good now. I think the eye on the... Oh, wait, what? Did I mess up? I forgot the eye. Oh, I did forget the eye! You're so right! Oh my gosh. Oh my goshness. Ugh, looks gross. I really need to bake these layers out. It's too late though. Okay, we're fixed. Thank you for calling that out, everyone. Okay, yeah, this is. I'm pretty proud of this texture. It looks nice and shards of glass and she's eye. Okay. This is pretty good. I think we can do another layer. Yeah, actually. Okay. Can you stop crashing on me, Photoshop? Thank you. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think that's all we need. I'm actually going to delete this texture. T underscore. Oh, Piro, I did have a question for you. What is this character's name? Because right now I'm just labeling it as Piro. But I'm assuming the character has a different name from your screen name. Body. Head, hands. Oh, whatever. Hands. There. Respond correctly. Punished bunleth. Flushed bunleth. I like that. Dokie. Hero hair. Photoshop would not be Photoshop without crashing. I really need to find a new app. I am not like just even if Photoshop was good, it's still just too expensive. You know what I mean? And like it's so annoying. It tries to force you to use their cloud saving or like trick you into using it on accident. It like loves like open it up and like have like save on your computer be this like background gray button and like the save on the clouds the big blue button that says save, you know? And like once you accidentally save your texture to the cloud, well, first off, the first time if you try to save on your computer, it'll give you a warning message and be like, "Are you sure you don't want to save on the cloud?" And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And then if you accidentally save on the cloud, because it tricks you into saving on the cloud, removing it from the cloud is a big pain in the ass, and it's just like you're making your software super annoying to use because of money. And it's just like I'm done. I'm so fucking done. Even if this program didn't crash all the fucking time, I really need to find a new texture editing software. Yeah, it's getting better now. I remember that was the alternative, but like Blender back in the day, it was seen as like the smelly bad one that's free for poor people. Which is absolutely was what Blender was, but now Blender is becoming, I don't know if industry standard is the right term, but it's definitely becoming a lot more accepted. It's kind of getting over that stigma.
Yeah.
Competitive. Thank you, shoulder. Thank
Bark.
Bark.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, there's the seam. I could fix that previously. Oh, woo.
Woo.
The smelly poor people Blender kind of rules. Kind of rules. It's true. Blender did have some genuine complaints, and they have been addressed. You know, remember rendering like when compared to Maya, rendering was a lot slower, which is a big deal breaker for a lot of people. I want to say like big offline renders are less of an issue now that real time has become a lot more standardized.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Looks really good.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Have like the dangling.
That looks great.
Bits or...
Camera, pick me up.
No, that's like a good thickness.
There we go. I dabbled in 3D years ago and landed on using a pirated copy of C4 because at the time Blender was still kind of shit, but then I got back into it a few later, and Blender is actually good. Yeah, exactly.
Looks really good.
That looks great.
Love double buckles.
I love the double buckles. It's becoming your style.
Yep.
Ah,
It's being a shop update, so.
hell yeah. Okay, I think this is good. Yeah, that's good enough. But yeah, like I was saying, Blender like broke past that, and that game can be like, how is it? Is it also like that? Like, has it gone the Blender route and become like really good, like standard to use software, even though it's called GIMP? Which I mean, I guess that's based now. But yeah, like I was saying, I can like kind of flare these out with the transparency and then move it down. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move all this up. Then maybe we'll have to do two textures. The feather monk haircut, yeah. There's a lot of textures or a lot of hair styles in like low poly modeling, where if you take the texture off, it looks like weird, like yeah, the monk hair. There's just like a ring of cards going around the side. Paint.net, yeah, is Paint.net good? So yeah, I'm thinking of, I might have to do a second texture. Paint.net is great. Tell me more about Paint.net. Is that I'm assuming that's like a browser-based software? Yeah, I think I have to use a second card texture. Paint, but it's an onion? What are you talking about? What the fuck? No, you download it as an app. It's just called Paint. Is it called PaintNet or Paint.net? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to double the size, or yeah, double the size. 128. Bless you. No, that's not gonna work. Jacoby's not following. Thank you. Bless you, Pommy. You're welcome. Shoulder Pommy. Okay, hopefully this is good picture. Paint tool size is good. Old-fashioned painting is pixel art though. I want to say it's a bit different for pixel art. I know it's good for like traditional like painting. Here we go. See, this is why I like authoring textures while I unwrap it, because I can kind of like, author it as I unwrap it. A wild concept. Doing something so I can do something. Flip Studio Paint, not free, you can get it for $40. Use for Pixel all the time. See, I am like, that's the thing. I hate subscription models. There is, if you just, I would totally be willing to pay like $100 for a program if it's good, maybe even more. But like, like $10 a month or whatever, just like, oh god, I fucking hate you. And like for like art programs, sure, but when it's like middleware, like fuck off. Like I wanted to build my own VTuber software, and I still want to, but like the like plugins for feeding camera information through to Unreal Engine so it can track your mouth is like $20 a month. Like you're like how like are you serious? You're middleware. Like fuck off. Like miss me with that shit. You think you're hot shit? I'm just not gonna use your software. Like bye. I am going off. Thank you, Shoulder Pommy. Cringe ass motherfuckers. Pay $20 a month for your fucking camera plugin middleware. I remember, I think I talked about this in the last stream, but I think it's SpeedTree that was like the popular middleware for a lot of trees and AAA games in like the PS4 era, maybe even PS3 as well. And I remember, I think it was SpeedTree. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any SpeedTree users stands in chat. But I think the verification software was so intense and like the monetization model was so ridiculous that you had to actually carry around a physical key around your neck, like on a lanyard, like a USB key that you had to plug into one of your USB slots, or else the software wouldn't work. Like, it's ridiculous. I remember one of my friends in college, because he was in like fancy art school, he had the like the art school student thing, and he had to carry that fucking key around at all times. It was SpeedTree, so it was green. It had a green lanyard. It said SpeedTree on it, and the USB key was green. Fully insane, I know. And yeah, just ridiculous. I hate capitalism so fucking much. God. He had to carry around his lanyard key like a nerd. We also need, okay, this is actually pretty good so far. I need to have a loose feather. I think that was SpeedTree. It might be something else, but it was definitely like that from that era of game software. That was when the middleware really started to take off. It started with Havoc Physics. And then everyone else was like, oh, wait, we can make a lot of money by providing a service plugin for a video game. Let's run that into the ground. Okay, loose feather. Because this guy has, the standard anime boy, like, little flyaway feather, which this is a higher resolution. Oh, this is a hero feather, as I guess you would call it, a hero asset. So this one can have an extra 2 triangles as a treat, so we can get that bend there. But let's keep going. Gonna mirror you, I think. Roll sprout. There was, I think I also might have told the story on stream, but this is a well-known weird little fact. But I think Kingdom Hearts 3, the Frozen level, there was a pre-rendered scene, the Let It Go scene. You know how Kingdom Hearts is just like, oh, here's a famous, popular Disney scene, but the 3 dumbasses are in the background, going like, wow, look at that, right? That's like the appeal of Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, so it was the famous Let It Go scene, but with Sora, Donald, and Goofy being in the background, being like, "Who's that singing?" And it was a pre-rendered, like the Square NXO Vision, like fancy pre-rendered footage. And but Pete is in the background, yeah. But yeah, and it was that, and for one frame, it had a, I think it was Renderman. I don't know if it was Renderman or not, but it had a Renderman. I'm just gonna say Renderman.
Or maybe Arnold.
Arnold, maybe? Yeah. Oh, it was Square Enix, not. Whatever. Anyways, yeah. It had the trial version thumbnail in it, in that one frame on the final release. It got patched immediately, but that was a weird thing. And it was, people theorized that it was because that rendering software checks the license is valid every 15 minutes, and there must have been a internet lapse during the render for at least 15 minutes, and the rendering software did not validate, and so it threw a watermark on that one frame, and that made it into the final release. It's ridiculous. Jesus Christ. You can't render your fucking 3D model scene offline. God, I hate it. I hate capitalism so much. It's so cringe. There is a seam there, but this is making good progress. Technology is when you live in Silicon Valley and have uninterrupted internet and electricity at all times. Exactly. Eureka says, reminds me of how the Pokemon credits has a mouse cursor in the final release. Is it like a pre-rendered footage? That is so funny. Okay, I do want to make this seamless, but I don't have enough texture up here to make it tileable. Or do I? Oh, kitty. It's really quick, but it's still in there. This is not an error, but just in terms of having a cursor on the screen, the fucking one of the Twilight Princess trailers that shows gameplay has the, because the Twilight Princess for the Wii has the cursor. What the fuck? Twilight Princess for the Wii has the cursor, the Navi cursor, and I remember the footage had. I was watching this as a kid. The footage had the Navi cursor on it, and which even at the time felt a little bit strange in their promo footage. But I remember in one of the shots, the fairy was like dancing around, you know, like it was like going like this. It was like making like a little figure eight because the person capturing the footage was bored. And I just thought that was really funny. I don't know. I just like as a teenager. When did that come out? Like 2008. But wait, when I was younger, I just remember seeing that and just like it made me think about what was happening behind the footage, which I didn't really think about that much as a kid. I was just playing games and like wanting to make my own, but I didn't really like visualize that, think about that much. But that footage made me do it. Tournament Arcs is going to get a pop tart. Want anything? Yes. Can I have one Arizona iced tea, please? I'd appreciate it. I'll pay you back. It's $1. Thank you. Appreciate you, Tournament Arc. How's your drawing going, Shoulder Pommy?
It's going great. I'm almost ready to start getting funky with it.
Getting funky with it.
Yeah.
Define getting funky with it in this context.
I'm done with my initial line work. I have my guiding lines.
Your
and
guiding
I'm just gonna
moonlight?
start painting it. I'm just gonna get real abstract with that.
Hell yeah, duh.
Yeah, great.
Hell yeah.
Trying something new.
We love trying new things. We love trying new things. Things. Wow. Arizona's more than $1 there. How much is it? Faye, how much is it? How much is Zona? Specifically the can. I know the bottles are more expensive. The plastic bottles. Okay, what we're gonna do? Sorry, I'm spending way too much time texturing this hair. Okay, let me just. $160.
Oh no.
How does that translate? I don't know the conversion rate because I'm not a nerd, but what does that translate into in USD? 1.6 euros. Euros are more expensive. Pika L says if they started charging over $1 for Arizona iced tea in the States, we'll have a second civil war on our hands. They technically have started, just for the bottles, but I'm pretty sure the cans are going to be, inevitable, I guess.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and I am ready to fight for what I believe in.
Yeah.
Just that it's $1, it says so on the can.
Fate Patches says $1.78 converted to USD to buy a Zona in wherever you are. Doom is approaching. Okay, so the hair doesn't come from the center. This character, this boy, the hair comes. I mean, it's kind of in the center, but like that's not really how hair works. $10, €10 in a can. In Ireland, 178 in USD, converted to USD. My goodness. Oh, Velveteen says, "But it's real. The movement on your model is really good. Thank you so much. I'm slowly improving things here and there. Yeah, she's not like in her, with the arms are actually like somewhat representing what I'm doing. They're on an invisible keyboard. They're not just like straight down anymore. Oh, hair. Yeah, if you raise the Costco hot dog, I will kill you. The CEO or whatever. Oh god, is this stream gonna get demonetized now? I'm just kidding, it's not monetized at all. Oh, the possum is now following. Are you sure about that? If nobody got me, I know Costco hot dog got me. Oh my gosh, I'm suddenly forgetting how to model hair. No. That topology still is important. Roasty Toasty is now following.
Great.
Good name. What?
Great name.
Great name. Yeah, I totally agree, Shoulder Pommy.
So that's my name now.
Shoulder Pommy!
I'll have to change my URL.
Yep, Shoulder Pommy.
Collect them.
Collect all the Shoulder Pommies.
All the ponies.
All the Pommies. Okay, that's looking better. Silhouette's important, but at least the feathers are like they look like feathers. This looks like a hair of feathers. Is Shoulder Pommy doing a JoJo pose? Is JoJo pose?
It's just a Pommy pose, but a lot of my poses are
JoJo inspired. Yeah. This was based off of one of your poses. That's right.
Yeah,
Strong.
just a photo I picked to show off a bit.
Pommy, you're iconic. What can I say?
You can say exactly that. Thank you.
I can and will. Pommy, you're iconic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, that's gay. This little feather, yeah, this little, what would you even call this? A little like flyaway? Like on the swirl part? I feel like there's a name for that, like tufted hair. Very popular in anime. It's the wrong way too. The cowlick, no, the cowlick is like, I want to say like this is the cowlick, right? Like this is a cowlick. Right, because the cow licked you and it poofed this part out. Like that would be a cowlick. But like this, I'm not, because this specifically comes out of like the swirl. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like arguing semantics at this point. It doesn't matter. It's cute and I like it. And I like when anime characters have that poofy in the hair. And how do I pronounce that? Ahosh? An ahosh? An ahoge? A geho? a geho? Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm totally gonna forget that, but thank you. Now that I know there's an official phrase for it, I can at least Google it. Del Nice Beto says, just finished rigging my characters for my summer assignment. You ever used 3ds Max before? No, looks like a nightmare. I've used Maya a little bit begrudgingly in school, but I've stuck with Blender.
It works.
Huh?
Maya works.
Maya works
With an asterisk.
with an asterisk.
If you win, Maya will.
If you, what does that even mean?
You have to do battle with Maya and wrestle it into submission until it relents and lets you do the thing you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I always just assumed, like, I never understood Maya. Not like in like a passive aggressive way. I just struggled to understand the software. And I was always just like, well, you know, I'm sure it's good. Everyone uses it. You know, it's industry standard for a reason. And then like got into the workforce or like the industry. And I said that, you know, because I use Blender. I was a programmer in the industry, so I didn't really use art. So I just made like tech art or like, sorry, like programmer art or like temp art is what I'm trying to say. Or I would tweak existing art to fit within my code base. So I was able to get away with using Blender for that because that wasn't really part of the pipeline, you know? I was just doing like hack fixes. And this conversation came up. And I was talking with our team, and then I was like, like I'm sure like Maya's like good software. I just don't get it. And like every single one of them was like, no, it's fucking hot garbage, which was kind of validating because I spent my whole like high school and like college like just assuming Maya was good. I just didn't understand it and just stuck with Blender.
It's not good. It's just standard.
It's just standard. That was when I learned that industry standard does not mean better.
It means hostage.
It means hostage situation.
To use in Ralph.
I don't know why I have the fucking Price is Right song stuck on my thing. From what I heard, a lot of studios are moving to Blender. Yes, I remember. I want to say one of the first AAA games that used Blender was Lego City Undercover. I think it was one of the Lego games. I think it was Lego City Undercover for the Wii U.
Trendsetter.
I remember reading the article and I was like, oh my god, they use Blender. Like just for a few assets, just for a few small parts of the pipeline, just because the like import output or like the tools or whatever was more useful in that one instance, so they used it there. It was for beveling the Lego pieces or something. Like some specific Lego pieces have a bevel on it, so then the beveling in Blender is better or something. And that was like my first time, but like I've been seeing more and more examples as time's been going on. Like I feel it's not that big a surprise anymore learning some big game uses Blender instead of Maya.
Times are changing.
Times are changing. Okay, this doesn't look voluminous. It looks like this character, it looks like he has long hair coming down, but it's very like poofy and voluminous. So I'm going to try my best to recreate that, but it's a bit difficult to, I mean, low poly hair in general is a fucking nightmare. I'm sure Mimi can tell you. Every time I see Mimi's low poly hair, I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to do that. Like, I thought that looks like such a nightmare. Mimi, are you still in chat? Faye says, I'm always shocked that people are averse to it. And FBX is an FBX. Averse to it being Blender? I'm not really sure what you mean there. Oh, I missed your previous comments. The Cult of Maya has a strong hold on people. It really does. It's the, I've talked about this, the console wars, but like for software. You know, you got your fanboys who are like, no, like Maya is so much, Blender sucks. Blender's for noobs. If you're a Blender stan, you're a noob. You're not a real artist. Like, you know, if you're not a real gamer, if you use the PS3, it has no games or whatever the fuck. But like, it's just like that kind of mentality used for like Photoshop or like like Maya and Blender.
The corporation isn't going to give you a big kiss on the forehead. Just look at the art they're making.
Yeah, exactly. PS3 does have no games though. Okay. Now, whenever I see shit like that, it's so funny. I'm like, it's 2023. That dick you're writing is dust at this point. Like, why are you still doing this? Who cares? Oh, console wars. Whenever I see console wars, like, on Twitter or something, I'm just like, oh my god, like, you're still doing this. Children are still carrying the torch. It's okay, CEO of Xbox said we'll never out-console the PlayStation 5. We lost. He said that. Just accept it. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move past this. It is, Faye. It sounds like playground. Yeah, playground arguing. You know, Superman could totally beat Goku in a fight or whatever. How am I going to convey the volume here? So what is going on? How much prep time does Maya have? I don't even know what that means. I don't know. I've never really used Maya. You know what I mean? Like I said, I used it begrudgingly, so I'm not a good judge for that. Volume. It like goes down. Huh. This is gonna be tough. Or tuft. Get it? It's tough. It's tuft. It's hair. Okay, I think this is the way. Every time someone does a hypothetical fight involving Batman or whatever, prep time is a thing people consider for whatever reason. Tell me more. Tell me more about this. This console wars terminology. Hey, baby.
God, the hair looks so good.
Thank you, shoulder Lola Flow. Thank you,
Whoa.
shoulder Pommy.
We've swapped places.
We swapped places. Batman prep time. It sounds like a sex thing. Like, oh yeah, Batman's gonna prep.
You're hurting.
Okay, it's all just because he has contingency plans where other people on the Justice League, if they turn evil, even though half the time it happens, they never work. Oh, so he goes to the scene of the battle before and like plants traps. That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, if he's gonna know he's gonna have to have a little lover's quarrel with Superman, he
He's
gets
got to
his
prep, yeah.
kryptonite perfume. He does his research.
He's got to prep.
He's like Kevin.
Kryptonite condom. Well, if he's prepping, he's not wearing the condom. Am I allowed to talk about this on stream? I don't even know. Some of his enemies can time travel, so he needs some advantage. Well, then he should lose. That's the whole point of the fight, right?
Die.
Like, if he would lose because other characters were powerful, then he'd lose. Why would you even what? That just sounds that fucking typical rich white guy fucking bullshit. Oh my god, you don't even know about the time Batman was a literal I don't know my Batman lore, sorry. I just learned that he has to prep. Okay, here we go. We're starting to get like the bob look. It doesn't really... It like hugs his face though. Like this. And then this kind of tucks in. This is tough. I'm having a lot of fun with his hair. It's like challenging in a very satisfying way. Batman never loses even his virginity.
Oh.
Is the Commission a Phantom Thief? It's not. But like it is a character with like a short black hair and a big coat. And a mask. That's true. The mask emotes though. What is this called? The ahoge? The ageho? The ahoge? Ageho is like a hentai thing, right? I'll maybe wear that shirt. Well, there's like a shirt, right? Or like a sweater.
Oh, the collage.
The collage, yeah. People, what was it? People used to wear it at like conventions, and everyone was like cringing super hard. Tournament arc says, remember that time an official DC editor or whatever said Batman does eat pussy because that's not what heroes do. Doesn't eat pussy, yeah. And then like one of the artists drew him eating pussy or something. Like, what the fuck was that? What is going on in the comics industry? Piro is a OC. Yeah. No official Persona affiliation. Persona 5 affiliation. Just coincidence. Canon events and DC Comics Dos Sex Alive. Well, there's that really good article. Everyone is sexy, but no one is horny. It's a really good article about this phenomenon, right? With like superheroes not being allowed to like express sexuality of any kind. Very good article. Highly recommend it. Don't know where it is off the top of my head, but I think it's called Everyone is Sexy, but no one is horny. There might be too many hair cards. Where are we at now? 14. Oh, I only had 923 triangles. Not bad. Nobody is horny except Batman in that one scene from the Killing Joke animated movie. Yes, because it's edgy. Because that was the edgy one. God, I remember watching that. That was so weird. What a strange film. They were like, it's going to be like the Killing Joke, but we're going to improve it to so it includes like more female characters. So there's a whole new intro with Batgirl, and like that didn't kind of did the opposite effect. Hair is not symmetrical, so I'm gonna have to push this aside. He's not even horny in that. It's so lifeless. That was such, oh God, what a weird movie. Okay, so we're gonna move it bigger. Here we go. This is starting to come together. Let me turn these guiding lines off. It still looks a bit like a bob. I don't want it to look like a bob. You know what I mean? I guess it's kind of a bob. Killing Joke really did feel like weird fanfic. Yeah, pretty fanficky. I want to say a lot of comics are really fanficky, but I don't obviously read that many comics. Not really a comics girl. Chat, what do you think? How does this look compared to this one here? Okay, let me darken the texture now that I have all this baked in. Like, that's pretty close, right? It's not obviously finished, but. Mars Wyvern, hello. I mean, at the end of the day, every comic is basically endorsed fanfic. Yes, technically, anything involving an IP that's not written by the original creator is technically fanfic. But there was a discussion about this, but there's definitely a type of writing that feels fanficky. You know, very like the source material is sacred. You know, there's a lot of, I can't really get into the details because I don't really write fan fiction, but, well, I mean, okay, well, Bloodborne PSX, but is all fucking fan fiction. I mean, the whole end third half. But, so, I take back what I said, but yeah, there's definitely a style of writing that feels fanficky. But yeah. It's stories that are entirely about it's so cool that I get to write this story. Basically. Why does this look weird? You know why? Okay, I think I know why. I think I need to pull out. I'm struggling with the silhouette. The silhouette. As I used to call it as a child. Because I never spoke words out loud or like listened to them being spoken out loud. I just read stuff. I did used to read Halo fanfiction. I remember reading Halo fanfiction. I've read fanfiction. I haven't really written it though.
Fine literature.
I did. I used to like RP. You know, like back in the day, like on AIM chat. Because I'm ancient. 30 years old. I used to do Halo 2 RPs, which I guess is technically fanfiction. Kind of. Like private fanfiction between two people who are like kind of writing it together. Do people still RP? Don't you dare call me a boomer. I'm gonna fucking ban you if you call me a boomer again. Like, would you consider RP? People still RP. Alright, cool. Would you consider RP a type of fan fiction, like or is that just completely different? No, I'm getting too carried away. See, this is triangle creep again. I need to get rid of these. RP is fanfiction live. It's kind of like a play. Yeah. Writing fanfic with a co-author. The distinction is in publishing. Adjacent to fanfic, but not exactly. It's an interesting discussion. I like this.
I would like to rain on this parade and say that RPing is just somehow even nerdier improv.
Improv. I like that. Yeah, it is. I agree with you there, Shoulder Palm. Thank you. Oh. Sorry, I stretched my neck. Shut up, Shoulder Palm. Pommy ain't wrong. It's true. Yeah, it's just improv. Like, I guess you can say it's like RP improv. Or is that even, or sorry, fanfic improv? But I guess improv implies that you're telling a story, so is that any point to putting that word in front of it? Chat, what are we thinking on the hair? Let me add a few more. Peach. Why is it stuck in my head? It's very good. I need the whole song. I need to listen to that song. I need that in my rotation. Faye says, I'm with Pommy. RP only becomes canon when you write it down and sell it. That's
Canon's up.
Well, we're not talking about canon. We're talking about fan fiction, which, like yes. Killing Joke is canon, but it still feels fanficky because of the way it was written, right? So I don't think canon has anything to do with something feeling fanficky or what defines fan fiction.
Fan fiction is
It's all semantics.
leadership you exert over
Yeah.
this material.
Yeah.
How much of you is in it?
There's also like a layer of professionalism too, which I've been growing to hate as time goes on. Like what determines an OC and what determines just a character is just like the status of the writer. It has nothing to do with the quality of the character. You know what I mean? Right? Like Bunlith is an OC, but like Nathan Drake is just a character. Even though a person created that character, right? Like, it's all about the status of the creator. Right? It's like, oh gosh. Society. This is a lot about society. Right, a character is an OC that you copyrighted.
So true. Once a corporation gets involved.
Once a corporation gets involved, it's no longer cringe, yeah. OC implies, or to me it implies like Sonic the Hedgehog fan designs. Well, that's not an OC. That's an FC? No, well, it's an original character. I just assumed that OC, well, let's get into the definition. I assumed OC meant like an original character that's yours. Like, it's attachment to an existing IP or not wasn't really relevant. Like, it could be. Right, like a Sonic OC. But you can also just have like an OC. Like Bunlet. Like Bunlet's an OC. Or I guess a Fursona, which is like a subset of OC. Fursonia. There's not an Enye in the end. It's Fursona.
No, it's Personia.
Fursonia. Okay, thank you, Shoulder Palmy.
You're welcome. I exert my
You do, it's true. It is really funny that when you talk, Bunlet's VTuber mouth moves like I'm a ventriloquist.
Yes, exactly. You've been Pommy this whole time. You're just voicing it.
Actually, it's the other way around.
I did not.
I only did that for Halloween.
Yeah, it's true. That counts though. I did dress up as Pommy on Halloween.
Well, it's time to get
Maybe I should.
practice turn the tables.
Bunleth is a persona, an avatar persona,
Some kind of OC.
but it might just be an expression of me. Yeah, but I mean, I love this because there's no right answer. I'm not like searching for a correct answer. It's just fun to think about the human brain. But like, all fiction is an expression of a real person, right? Like every OC is a expression of the person. That's why art is so cool. That's why we like art. Anyways, back to modeling feather hair. So yeah, this is pretty like I do like how the cards here imply the bob, but when you look at it straight on, it breaks the illusion. But I think we can fix this by just making the texture underneath also feathers. So I'm going to make a seamless version of this texture here. It's also 64 by 64. Bleh, excuse me. It's also 64 by 64. I may be able to put this. Okay, I might be able to bake this into the face texture. So let us work on the head next. Because I'm actually really liking how this hair looks. And we're still under 1,000 triangles, which is good. Excuse me. Bunleth is a lambda expression. What does that mean? I'm not going to boss baby moment and say it has something to do with Half-Life. Hair is looking really good. Thank you, Hero. But yeah, let's start on the face. So what I always do is start with a previous commission's face. This is a human, not a furry. So let's get started on a human face. Okay. Oh, right. Resonance J, I believe, is this character. I really like this one. Lambda expression is the gotcha. Oh right, all these and this stuff always doesn't process correctly. The she jar. Sorry. Let me try speaking correctly. I was sorry. It was a C# joke. I forget I'm an Unreal Bunny. Yeah, I'm not a nerd. I use C++, not C#. Jesus Christ. Who, me?
You.
Sorry, what shoulder Pommy?
You're silly.
I am silly. It's true.
So much more.
Silith Lilith. Yeah, I'm gonna shove you into a locker if this keeps up. No, not you. The programmers say use C# because you're fucking nerds. Unlike me, who is not a nerd.
Definitely.
Definitely not. Wait, there's no eyes on this character. Ha 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 ha. That makes it so much easier. And I think this character... Oh, this character does have some interesting hands. Are they symmetrical, though? They are. I think. They look symmetrical. You always love how cursed textures for faces are. Oh my gosh, especially like the realistic ones. Where they're like flayed open. It's like terrifying. It's complete nightmare fuel. Okay. Oh, the blush. That's right.
Yeah.
To be a character model, let me try that again. Roasty Toasty says to be a character modeler, you have to be cool with body for it. It's true. It really is true. What's going on? That's why you're an environment artist. You can't handle horror. Okay, let's get the texture applied. Is this face unwrapped correctly? Okay, I mean not obviously because we changed the face to remove the eyes, but okay. So body, head, hands, mouth. The character's name, Pura says the character's name is just Pura like you're using it. Gotcha. And I think it's like drawing, is that I guess you have to name the actual asset, the actual Photoshop asset or whatever. But when it comes to like 3D modeling, there's so many references that you have to, there's just a lot more things that you have to name, and even more so for video games. You have to start naming concepts, right? Because you have to write a function to do this concept in the video game. So it has to have a name. So it's really important. So like in 3D, like you just have to use like, oh, this is the character's mouth. This is the character's like helmet thing. I should probably name that. I should probably look up what this type of helmet is called instead of just like, because you have to name the actual physical asset, right? And I always find that interesting because it's so different compared to like traditional 2D art. It's good to define stuff, or like it's you're incentivized to define things, individual concepts and assets when it comes to 3D art and video game design. Or when you're in VR chat and put your headset down and the character becomes a puppet with the strings. Like for real though. Oh, so strange. Okay, so head, hands. Mouth. The head, hands. This is the mouth. No eyes. Ears are obviously part of the mouth. Avocado says, I've spent hours on Wikipedia rabbit holes just to name a variable and mesh properly. Yeah, no, for real. Well, what's this part of the sword? You got the hilt, you got the pommel, you got the. Oh, I know those two, but I used to know all of them because I was modeling swords all the time for Arcus, my fantasy game I made before Bloodborne, PSX. Okay, so you look weird. Why do you look weird? You need to go in to convey. There we go. God, it is insane how much like a single vertice being like an inch off or less than an inch can just totally destroy the silhouette. Okay. Pommel, hilt, crossguard, and blade. Yeah.
You know what part of the sword I would be?
The pommel.
Yeah.
Thank you, shoulder Pommy.
Yeah.
Hilt, crossguard, blade, and Pommy. Okay, so head, hands, we'll use the texture. Oh, my voice just cracked. My goodness. Puberty 2, baby. Okay. This face texture is going to look wrong to start. This need to make sure it's mapped properly. mouth. I'm just going to grab a mouth from the previous character. It's a furry mouths. Human mouth. I don't even think I'm in Puberty 2 anymore. I don't even know how it works. I don't even know how Puberty 2 works. Is it like the same kind? I don't even know. Okie dokie, let's go. So I'm gonna remember my hierarchy for my commissions. Sideways puberty. Puberty 2, the repuberty or repuberty. Repuberty. Repuberty 2, the repuberty. There we go. Two puberty, two. Oh, man. Oh, cool! I can pog it. Okay, right. So now, hopefully, Yashi. Okay. I think the head texture is. Oh, we'll see. It's a higher pixel quality, so I think the feathers will be. Where's the feather? Oh, whoops. Right, so the feather is going to be kind of huge. So we're going to have to half the feather size in the body, the head texture. We'll fix it in a sec. We're just going to see how the size looks. It's pretty comparable. You know, this compared to this. It reminds me, Twitch finally added a good global emote. A dinosaur dance emote? That's amazing. Oh my god, there's so many dancing dinos in chat. There we go. Oh my gosh, so many dinos in chat. Amazing. Oh, to jump back into the fan fiction talk. My roommate just said fan fiction is focused on fulfilling the tropes of the characters. That's a very, very good way to describe it. Yeah. Like I said, it's like treated like sacredly, right? You can't really deviate. Okay, yeah. So this is also pretty. Going back to this hair talk, this is very common with grass cards, where the it's unwrapped terribly, or like you'll have the grass cards poking out vertically, but you also just have a tiling grass texture flat on the ground. So when you look down straight, the like on these transparent cards, when you look down straight, they become invisible. but now you have these flat bits that are mapped on that look correct. So that helps with the illusion. Yeah, very, very common tactic. And yeah, from the start, the PS1M and N64 days, they were doing this. Like from the start, this is a very common technique. Which I gotta say, it was one of my favorite things working on Bloodborne PSX was just digging up the. I mean, this is not an unused technique. People are still using this style of low poly or just style of real time grass and like hair and stuff. Not really for hair. Hair is some different modern techniques, but yeah, just like looking up old graphical techniques and learning from them. This is looking good though. I'm really happy with how his hair is looking. Puro, does this look good? If you're still in chat. The hair does go a lot further down, I'm noticing, now that I have the skull here. Like, yeah, obviously, it obscures the eyes. That's the whole point of this. Roasty Toasty says, it's really cool seeing modern devs using older techniques and doing it well. I totally agree. I am obsessed with vertex lighting. I love vertex lighting so much. It is a travesty that we don't use it anymore. Because like per pixel is pretty standard. That's just how video game lights work. But vertex lighting is so much cheaper, and like it looks weird, I guess, on like low poly models. So it has that distinct like, the vertex lighting look. Here, let me bring up no clip that website. Oh, never mind. I don't have I have some unique settings on my browser, so I can't really look at it. But if you go to NoClip.that website, you can go to the Skyward Sword map. You can toggle textures on and off, and you'll be able to see the vertex lighting. And it's a very, very, very cheap method of lighting that has just fallen out of favor because it looks a little scrungly. But it only looks scrungly because it's being applied to a low poly model. So if you do it on a high poly model, you can barely even notice it, and it's still cheaper than per pixel lighting. So it just feels like a lost art. Not fully lost. I want to say Unity has vertex lighting built in, but Unreal Engine absolutely does not. I had to buy a shader that fakes vertex lighting for Bloodborne PSX and part. I think that looks better. Do you guys look better, chat? Like it's just no, you can still see the eyes. Let me lower this a little bit. Kind of like that. Like it's really obscuring the eyes. Also, I'm going to What's up, baby? What's up, Shoulder Pommy?
I should probably send the commissioner the sketch before I start going crazy on the colors.
Probably. That sounds like a good idea.
They'll have an issue though.
I mean, you're saying this on stream.
Everyone stop watching.
It's going to be archived, baby. There's official receipts here.
Perjured myself. I'll take a pause then. I'll work on the different version.
Okay. You're so silly.
This is new.
Close his eyes and ears. No snitches in chat, okay, everyone?
Yes,
Oh! Goodness. This AC is not enough for me. I need a fan PNG behind me as well. That does look fucking amazing, though.
Thank you.
What's Shoulder Pommy working on? Shoulder Pommy is working on a commission. Here, let me bring up the image again. You forward a new one? Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna see an update to Shoulder. What Shoulder Pommy's drawing.
Export. Save. Export. Yeah, that's it.
Nope. There we go. So yeah, Shoulder Pommy's working on missions. This is what it looks like now. It's still looking really good. I love this like brassiere bralette thing. The boob armor. Say with
The
it.
titty armor.
The titty armor.
It is what it
It
is.
has like a gem in the middle. I love that so much. It's good. Good design. Very cool.
Well, you put a gem in the middle, so I'm working on
I
that.
did, but there's a gem in one of these.
In
Or
one of
maybe
them.
not. One of them has a gem. Yeah.
I pulled up just the colored one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
there was an uncolored one that had a cool gem in the center that I really like.
I want to make it all paint early, but I don't know how to do that without laying down face colors, so I'll just do that. Yeah.
Yeah, good shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Shoulder.
Mwah. Yeah, I love that the VTuber really lean all the way down for this movie.
Yeah, Shoulder Pommy.
Shoulder Pommy.
Shoulder Pommy.
Fun fact, I'm actually tall in real life.
Yeah. Okay. This is looking pretty good. Oh, chat, you're all so sweet. Nope. I'm really proud of this hair. It's probably one of my best examples of hair. It's a very different style. My hair is usually like 3D modeled with texture over it because you can't really do individual strands. I mean, you can kind of, but like you can't like overlay a billion cards. Like that's like more of a modern technique that PS1 games can really do. But I'm really enjoying this because it has the transparent feathers. Yeah, this is good. It's obviously not finished, but this is a really good. This is really good like start. Yeah, obviously there's like holes in the geometry. Cool. Wonder how curly hair would look in PSX style. Yeah, I mean my character has curly hair, as you can see. Yeah, I just make curly tufts on a card and just kind of map it in, and then on the flat part, as you can see, I drew a bunch of spirals to convey the hair. Okay. Yeah, this looks like the character, right? If you look at this side by side, it looks like a low poly, slightly more chibi-ified, in my art style version of the character. We got a sharper chin though. I'm missing a reference image. Torment Arc says licking poggers. Thank you. This one's higher resolution, yeah. Saturate the skin a little bit more. The thing is, okay, this bothers me. If there's any Blender experts in chat, I have a question for you, because this really bugs me, but just the way the texture looks in the previewer and like in Photoshop, right? Like this let's just talk about the flesh tone, because I feel like the flesh tone is the most important part of the character in terms of getting the color exactly right. And then I've minimized this. It looks the same here. But then when I look at the flesh tone applied to the character, it's more desaturated. Ignore the mouth. Like it looks like I can just put these side by side, and you can see that this is way less saturated than the actual texture. Like this is the same color. This is the same part of the texture being displayed. And like I know it's like a color space thing, but like how do you fix it? This is what I'm trying to say. I'll just throw that out there because it bothers me. And like, I'm trying to like represent these characters who are like existing characters, and skin tone is really important for some characters, and I don't want to mess it up. It's really annoying. Avo says the color sequencer. Do you know how to fix that? Because I would be very grateful if you knew how to fix that. Because that's been bothering me forever now. Okay, hold on. I have to set it to linear. Okay, that makes sense. Because I know I had the same problem in Unreal Engine, and I was able to fix it because yeah, sRGB and like linear coloring and all that stuff. I just don't know how to do it in Blender, I guess. Hold on 1 second. Let me just apply the mouth, update the mouth because there's a discrepancy here. Need to set it to standard. Okay, so how do I set it to standard? I guess the question is, how do I do it? Oh, is this color space? Linear. So it should be the second tab in the properties window. Second tab in the properties window. Set the view transform to standard. Color management. Sorry, this is really hard walking a stream person through a. Yeah, the tab with the camera icon. There we go. Camera. Go to color management and set view trans. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I'm going to save this. The default set to super realistic film mode. Oh, hold on, I have to save this. That's been bothering me for my entire time using Blender, which is basically more than half my life now. So thank you so much, Avocado. Such a good help. Make Blender scenes look good. Colors. You're the best, Avo. Look at how much more saturated the scene is. Oh my gosh. Oh my golly gee willikers. Okay. Yes, hair's looking good. Avocado, the real MVP, it's true. Yeah, so okay, what about, yeah, filmic just desaturates the scene. Raw. I like my colors raw. It's like when Unreal Engine starts up, when you make a new project, it has motion blur and like not film grain, but like eye adaptation and like I don't think they have depth of field. They have all this shit enabled by default. It's just so annoying. It's like, yeah, you want to make a high graphics AAA video game, right? She's like, no, not really. Just the first thing you do to make a new project is spend like 20 minutes turning everything off. It's so annoying. And that's when you know what you're doing. You know, it could be like hours, like looking up how to turn everything off if it's your first time doing it, or you're not even aware until like you're like, deep in the project, and then you have to turn it off, and now things don't look right, and it's just like, ugh, like why is all this stuff on by default? Or at least ask me. Wait, what? I think I just did a comment on accident. I don't know how to unpin. What is streaming? Unpin this message. There we go. Credit to C. Thomlin as well. Yes, thank you to everyone who helped me figure this out. Okie dokie. All right, cool. So now I can actually get this color more accurately. Let's read it a little bit more. There we go. That is so much better. Oh, this makes things so much easier. Okay. Jade says, "OMG, Lilith, you're streaming. Thank you so much." Okay, actually, I'm gonna have to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. So I'll see y'all later in a sec.